Ma'am, can I start?
Yes, Shubhangi, you can start.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and my dear friends. My name is Shubhangi Verma. Today I am going to present about group discussion. And to change the slide. My first is content, definition, formal group discussion, informal group discussion, type of group discussion, reason of using group discussions, disadvantage of group discussion, and do what is doing in group discussion and don't doing in group discussion. And the change the slide. First of all, definition. Mm, a discussion group is group of individuals with similar interest who gathers either formally or informally to bring up ideas, solve the problem, or give comments. In group discussion, we have to need eight to 10 prospect participate and discussion. Time limit between 20 to 45 minutes in group discussion. Given gives case studies, solve issues in group discussion. Anta. Formal discussion. A formal group discussion can be a formal group discussion can be commanded group or functional group that is relatively permanent, is composed of managers and their subordinates who meet regularly to discuss general and specific idea to improve the product or services. Informal group discussion. And that change the slide. Informal group discussion. With informal group discussions, the interviewers has an idea of the topic that are to covered into interview, but there is no strict orders in which the topic are to covered, and there is no strict wondering of the questions to be asked. And the change of next slide is types of group discussion. First, topic based. Featual topics. Featual topics are about practical things which an ordinary person is aware of in his day-to-day life, like socio-economic topics, etc. Second one is controversial topic. Controversial topic are the ones that are argumentative in nature. And last one, abstract topic. Abstract topic are about intangible things and often their possibility cannot be ruled out. And last one, case based topic. The case based studies tries to stimulate a real life situation. Information about the situation will given to about, and you would be asked a group to reason the situation. Next slide, Anita. My next slide is reason for using a group discussion. Like the candidate, help to understand a subject deeper, improve your capacity to think critically, help in solving a creation problem, help the group to take a particular decision, gives you the opportunity to hear other student thoughts, improve your current listening skill, increase your self confidence in speaking, and last one is change your thought patterns. And as a possible interviewers, it facilitates is understanding of new candidates interpersonal skills. It helps in identify when a candidate is able to work in a new team. It facilitates in understanding version attitude, finally help in choosing the prospective candidate in prospective methodology. Anta. Uh, Next slide is disadvantage of group discussion. In group discussion, we have to limit time consuming, diffusion of responsibility, lower efficiency, group think, equality in getting work, lose of creativity. And my next slide is in discussion, what we do. It's just a discussion, not a debate. Seat comfortability and prepare yourself mentally. Gather your thoughts, keep an eye contact while speaking, be confident, don't shout, take your opportunity to speak. Next slide. And last one, my last topic is last slide is don't use in group discussion. Endless sparkling, nervous silence, emotional outburst, lack of confidence, poor communication skill, bad body language, interrupting, failing to keep track. And thank you, ma'am. I'm done.
Okay, Shubhangi, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Who's next?
Ma'am,
Ma'am, can I?
Who?
Ma'am,
Rajkumar.
ma'am, Rajkumar. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you can start.
Good afternoon. Ma'am, can I start?
Yes, Rajkumar, you can start.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and all my friends. My topic is work etiquette. In this content, work etiquette meaning work etiquette rules that will make you look professional. And number third is rules. Now, next, mm, no work etiquette. Work etiquette is a code that governs the expectation of social behavior in a workplace. This code is put in place to respect and protect time, people, and process. There is no universal agreement about a strong work etiquette, which may vary for, from one environment to another. Now move on next slide. Work etiquette rules that will make you look professional. Know what you are going to say. Don't stay off topic. Put your phone on silent. Eat your own food. Respect another spirit. Give a good handshake. Now move on next slide. Know what you are going to say. And have no place in the office, whether you are talking to a colleges or speak to a potential silent to try to keep the assembly to minimum. Saying in a lot implies that you don't really know what you are talking about and are stealing for time. Now move on next slide. Don't stay off topic. When speaking to a people in a work setting, try to limit yourself to work topic. This is not the time to start talking about your latest vacation and your family. Keep all conversation about work only. If your friend with your co-worker use your lunch break to talk about non-work related topics. Now move on next slide. Put your phone on silent. Cell phone going off in the middle of meeting, never good. Put your phone on silent if you find you are still tempted to look at it. Consider leaving cell at your desk before the meeting. Now move on next slide. Eat your own food. This is a problem in many communication place setting from colleges home to corporate office building. This, if you didn't bring it or if it doesn't have sign that telling to help yourself leave it alone. Now move on next slide. Respect other space. Typically don't make or much of a sound or smell there, so if mindless of those around you, don't eat at your desk if you can help it, and try to speak in a lower voice when on the phone. Now move on next slide. Give a good handshake. The first impression that most people get of other in work setting is through a handshake, making sure keep it firm and brief. This makes you seem confident without overdoing it. Now move on next slide. Conclusion. Following this etiquette will help you building productivity relationship at your workplace. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Raj Kumar. Galina.
Ma'am,
Digang Dole.
ma'am, can I present?
Shushmita Sharma. Yes, yes, you can present.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes, you can start.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Ma'am, can you see the screen?
Yes, I can see your screen. Yes, I can see. You have to click on play.
Good afternoon, respected ma'am and all my dear friends. Today I'm going
I
to
can
give a
see all the
presentation on the
slides. I
topic
can see
work
all the
etiquette.
slides. Shushmita, I can see all the slides.
Yes, ma'am.
Touch on one slide and play the button and click on the button play.
Ma'am,
No,
it's
there's a play button.
not.
Can you see the play
Yes,
button?
ma'am.
Click on that button.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
Ma'am, it's
Minimize it,
visible.
minimize it, minimize it. Yes, yes. Now it's fine. Yes, Shushmita, you can start now. You can just touch on the screen for the next slide. Or just
Ma'am,
swipe.
can I?
Yes, you can start.
Ma'am, it's not swiping. Ma'am, it's not swiping.
Click on the slide.
Good afternoon, respected ma'am and all my friends. Good afternoon, and all my friends. Today I'm going to give a
Shushmita, be a little louder.
presentation on the topic for. Okay, ma'am. Good morning, respected ma'am and dear friends. Today I'm going to give a presentation on the topic work etiquette. Content. What is etiquette? Workplace etiquette. Objectives of work etiquette important and behavior does workplace etiquette include. Now we discuss what is etiquette. Etiquette is a code of behavior that delineates expectation of social behavior according to contemporary conventional norm within a society, social class or group. Now come to what is etiquette. Work etiquette means the social expectation way that we interact within one another and behave in our workplace. In simple words, workplace etiquette is a standard that controls social behavior expectation in the workplace. Basically, it is about how you conduct yourself around workers, potential business partners, and customers. Now, objectives of work etiquette. To define workplace etiquette and stress the importance of creating a work environment conducive to positive interactive among employees. To identify behavior considered important of maintaining workplace etiquette. And last, to develop skills in addressing co-workers' behavior that are unpleasant, rude, or offensive. And the importance of work etiquette builds strong relationship, promotes positive atmosphere, reflect confidence, prevent misunderstanding. In simple words, it is important because it creates a professional, mutual, respectful atmosphere and improve communication with help an office survive as a productive place. People feel better about their jobs when they feel respected, and that translates into better customer relationship as well. Now my last slide is what behavior does workplace etiquette include. The way you relate to your co-workers, the way you relate to customers, behavior while at work, what you wear, and how to speak, communicate to with people. That's all, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, Shushmita. Next, who is going to deliver the presentation?
Ma'am, can I start?
Yes, Manjushri. Shushmita, you can now stop sharing the screen. Manjushri, just wait for a minute.
Okay, ma'am.
Shushmita, you need to click on stop sharing. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Shushmita, now you can mute yourself. Manjushri, you can now start your presentation.
Ma'am, can I start?
Yes, you can start.
Good afternoon, ma'am, and my dear friends. Myself, Manjusri Pathak, deem it as my privilege to present you all the topic conflict management. First of all, conflict management. Conflict management is the process of limiting the negative aspect of conflict while increasing the positive aspect of conflict. The aim of conflict management is to enhance learning and group outcomes, including effectiveness or performance in a organizational settings. Now let's get characteristic of conflict. First one, conflict is a process. Conflict occurs in layers. First layer is always misunderstanding. The other layers are differences of values, differences of viewpoint, differences of interest, and interpersonal differences. It is also called a process because it begins with one party perceiving the other to oppose or negatively affect its interest and ends competing, collaborating, compromising, or avoiding. Second, conflict is the inevitable. Conflict exists everywhere. No two persons are the same, hence they may have individual differences, and the differences may be because of values or otherwise lead to conflict. Although inevitable, conflict can be minimized, diverted, and or resolved. Conflict develops because we are dealing with people's lives, jobs, children, pride, self-concept, ego, and sense of mission. Conflict is inevitable and often good. Third point is conflict is a normal part of life. Individuals, groups, and organizations have ultimate needs and different values, but limited resources. Thus, this incompatibility is bound to lead to conflicts. The conflict is not a problem, but if it is poorly managed, then it becomes a problem. Fourth point, perception. It must be perceived by the parties to it, otherwise it does not exist in interpersonal. Perception is more important than reality. What we perceive and think affects our behavior, attitudes, and communication. Fifth point, opposition. One party to the conflict must be perceived or doing something the other party does not like or want. Fourth point, functional and dysfunctional conflict. Functional conflict is defined as conflict that supports the goal of the group and improves the performance. It seems a bit unorthodox to think of conflict as a beneficial force in the workplace. So let's unpack this a bit. Dysfunctional conflict is conflict that lead to decline in communication or the performance of a group. Dysfunctional conflict within an organization usually arises out of egos of employees with competing ambition. Higher degree of stress and employees burn out are the usual outcomes. Types of conflict. First point, on the basis of involvement. Conflict may be interpersonal and organizational. Organizational conflict, whether real perceived, is of two types of interorganizational conflict occurs between two or more organizations. Second, on the basis of scope. Conflict may be substantive and effective. A substantive conflict is associated with the job, not individual, while an effective conflict is drawn from emotion. Substantive conflicts may be over the fact of situation, the method or means achieving a solution to the problem, ends or goals, and values. Thus, it includes task conflict and process conflict in its scope. Third point is on the basis of results. Conflict can be constructive or destructive, creative or destructive, and positive and negative. Destructive conflict are also known as dysfunctional conflict because such as conflict prevent a group from attaining its goals. Fourth is on the basics of strategy. Conflicts may be competitive and cooperative. Competitive conflict is accumulative. The organization or the original issues that began the conflict becomes irrelevant. The original issue is more of pretext than a cause of the conflict. Competitive conflict is marked by the desire to win the fight of argument, even if winning costs more and causes more pain than not fighting at all. Last one is conclusion. Conclusion: conflict is project management is not necessarily unfavorable when properly managed. Several advantages have been identified, such as increasing personal growth and morale, enhancing communication, and producing better project outcomes. However, conflict can be the decline of an organization if it is not effectively managed. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Manjushri, thank you. So, who's left? Migang, I guess.
Yeah, ma'am. Can I?
Okay, so Migang, please join once again. I am ending the session because otherwise it will
Okay,
be disconnected automatically. Please
okay,
join
fine.
again, okay? Okay,
Yep,
everyone,
yep.
thank you so much.